Hello and welcome. Today we have Amy Nigro. She's a elementary and bilingual ed instructor in the College of Ed at Cal State Fullerton. And her webinar today is going to be about using Flipgrid as an assessment tool. So welcome, Amy.
Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for joining us this evening. I'm very excited to have the opportunity to share with you all about Flipgrid and some different ways that you can use it as an assessment tool. So I wanted to show you the agenda and the plan for today. I'm going to go through a little bit of an introduction to Flipgrid, go through some features on Flipgrid, and then we may or may not go into a breakout room. We might just do that whole group and give you the opportunity to create a Flipgrid response. And then we'll do some whole group sharing, and at the very end, we'll have the opportunity for questions and answers. So I originally was asking everyone to turn on their camera, but we are recording, so that is up to you if you feel comfortable and want to join the video. And then go ahead and keep your microphones muted and use the chat for recording any questions that you might have as we go through the presentation. On your screen, you should see this bar, and it should be up at the top of your screen. And what I'm hoping everyone can do is go to this button right here that says Annotate. So I'll give you just a minute to find this. If you don't see it, it might be under the More button. And when you click the More button, you can find the Annotate. And if you need more time, if you want to put that in the chat bar, if we're ready to go. Okay. So what I'm going to have you do is with the Annotate, you will select the stamp, and then under stamp, there's a variety of different shapes that you can select from. So go ahead and choose one of those. And then on this slide, if you would please go ahead and put a stamp. I'd like to know what grade levels I have with us today, and then also what your experience is with Flipgrid. Okay, so if everybody could please put in the chat what grade level you teach and a little bit about your experience with Flipgrid. Thank you, Bonnie. Wonderful. Thank you for your response. With an 8 out of 10 experience, maybe you'll have some more information that you can share with us and some different ideas than what I have for the presentation. Okay. So I have switched the slide, and now I'm giving you the opportunity if you would like to join the Flipgrid assessment group. This is just for this meeting. So we'll be using it today for a couple of different activities. And then when we are all done at the end of today, I will go ahead and delete the Flipgrid group. So if you would like to join us, you can join there with the QR code, or there's the website there that you can enter, or if you have another device, if you have it on your phone or a tablet, you can join through that. I'm going to copy that and put it in the chat. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at Flipgrid and how it works. So this is Flipgrid. This is what the page will look like when you log in, and you would create an educator dashboard from flipgrid.com, and that allows you to create different classes. So for each class that you have, you can create a variety of different topics. And right now I just have one topic on here, and this topic is share your ideas. From here, if I wanted to add an additional topic, I could put in a new topic. And just verifying, can you all see the Flipgrid site that I have up on my screen right now?
Yes.
Perfect. Okay. So when you create a topic, I'm going to put in here using photos. So that's going to be the title for my new section.
And right now I just have one topic on here. And right now I just have one topic on here.
Oh, I'm getting a replay.
Sorry,
Okay.
it was me.
Okay, so I have the title up here, and then this is where I'm going to put in the prompt. So what is it that I want my students to do for this Flipgrid? And I'm going to put use a photo to explain the water cycle. And then I can put in more details if I want the students to use specific vocabulary, or if I want them to explain a certain feature of whatever it is that I've put in. Underneath that, I have how long I'm going to allow the students to make their video. So what's nice about this is that you can select if you want them to do a very short recording, or if they're doing a larger project, if you need them to have more time. Remember, with the timing of this though, if you have a class of 30 students and you give them 10 minutes each to record, then you get to watch 30 videos that are 10 minutes long. So typically answers on here are going to be about 2 minutes, right in that range for what you would like the students to record. Then you can add additional media. So if you wanted to put in a video with some instructions for them, if there's a video that you want them to watch, you can upload that. You can link into a YouTube video, putting in emojis. So there's all sorts of different ways that you can link media in for the student. And then, let me see, I have to move my chat bar. I'm going to click on Create Topic. Once I've done that, then I have my topic ready, so I can copy this and I can share it with my students. I can use the QR code, which is what you saw on the slide earlier. I can get an embed code, and then this one's really nice. If you use Google Classroom in your classroom, you can share it directly to the classroom, or you can put it on Remind. So I'm going to close that out. And here's my new topic. So this is what the students would see when they log on. And then they can go in here to record a response and start sharing some information on the water cycle. Okay. Are there any questions about how to create a topic and how to get started with Flipgrid? Okay, so let me explain to you a little bit about how Flipgrid works. And the idea behind Flipgrid is that our students are already posting videos, they're posting to social media, and so this gives them an opportunity to use the video feature for responses and post things for the classrooms. When your students are posting, they can post directly to you only, so it can be private, or they can post to the general topic so that it becomes public and not public, but it becomes open to the users, and then the other students can respond to them. So it definitely gives you the opportunity to have some interaction and have some collaboration on some of the different topics. Some different ways to use this, if I go back to the discussion. So I've pulled up my discussion board here and I have my topics. So when you log in, the students are going to click on the topic that you want them to focus on, and then they're going to go down to responses. If they click on record a response, it opens up, and it is not going to let me do it right now because I am using them both for Zoom. Okay. So typically you would click on record a response, and then it would open up a camera option that allows you to record a video, and it's going to record from your device, from your computer, and in this setting it would be the 1.5 minutes that you get to record. And I'm really hoping to show you some different features on that Flipgrid tool, but I am not going to be able to share with you the screen from the computer. So I'm going to pull it open in a different way. Okay. So this is not the way I wanted to do this, but if you open it up and you have the link there so that you can click on it, and then once you open it, it's going to show you what the topic is, and then there's going to be the link so that you can record. So on here, if I push the record button, it's not going to open it. Okay, so I'm going to be having some technology issues here in terms of being able to share the parts of this that I wanted to share with you.
Can I share it? Maybe?
The problem is going to be that we're already using our camera and our microphone, so it's not going to let us open.
If you stop sharing your video, then you can be able to do it.
Okay, let's see if I turn off this video.
Yes.
And then, oh, yay, thank you.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
So then it opens up this screen, which is where I would be recording my video that I can post to the classroom. This red button right here is what's going to start the recording. And I can use this for a variety of different types of assessments in the classroom. Something that would be just the video, I could do at the end of a lesson, I could log on and in place of a quick write, I could do a verbal response. I could use this for vocabulary if you wanted me to talk about some of the different vocabulary that we've been using for science or for social studies. I could come on and make a video for that. You could have different students do different vocabulary and then come onto Zoom and or log into the Flipgrid and be able to use Flipgrid to review different people's definitions to study for upcoming quizzes or tests. Another way to use this when you're using just the video would be for a self-assessment. So if I recorded myself showing you something for the classroom, and then I learned more information, I could come back in and do a response, and that response could be an update to what I would want to change or do differently to my original video. So I'm going to go ahead and make a quick video so that we have something to respond to. I'm going to just click the video, and it's going to count me down. And then I get to say, hi, today we're making assessment videos for Flipgrid so that other people know how to use Flipgrid for assessment. Then I stop it. And I'm going to go to this green next button. I can make any edits that I need to make. Okay, so after I've watched that, I say I'm fine with that. I'm going to use this photo. I don't need to put in any links. And I'm making a video. So I'm going to submit it, and that's going to upload it into the system so that it can be seen by other participants. Yay, it's all done. With this, the teacher can set the topic so that it is private, so that it goes only to the teacher. So the teacher has the option to keep it private for them, or the teacher can moderate it so that the teacher sees it first and decides if it is appropriate to post for the other students. And once that's done, then the teacher will share it with the other students so that they can respond to each other. And then the students can respond within this. So now I have a response, and I'm going to open that up, and I don't need to play it. But down at the bottom here, I can select feedback. So this is where you will be giving feedback to your students, and you have a couple of options here as well. One of them is to record your private feedback, and you would do that by clicking this red button that opens your camera and then allows you to record feedback that goes back directly only to the student. Okay. The other option is here under private comments. I can make comments here. I can type in feedback for the student, and then that is sent to the student via their email so they can go in and access and look at the feedback you've given them. If I want it to be for everybody, then I can put here my public comment, or I can record a feedback for the students this way, and then that goes back to everybody that has access to my site will be able to see those comments. Okay, I'm going to check the chat, and we're still good there. Okay. So one option for doing this in the classroom is if you're working with the younger student, a lot of times we need to have somebody else come into the classroom so that we can pull our individual students for assessment. If you have them use a Flipgrid video, you can do that in the back of the classroom. Students would go over one by one. They could do letter recognition, they could do phonics. You could have a paragraph that you want them to read, so they read through that on the Flipgrid video, and then you have the opportunity later to go back and to assess what they were able to do without taking time away from the other students in the classroom with you. Okay, and I'm going to go back to my original topic. And if I want to record a new response, I'm going to come back here, open up my topic, and I want to record a new response. So this is where I want to show you some of the different features that you can have on the video. And these are under effects. So if I open up the effects button on here, then I have different tools that I can use during my assessment. What I really like about these is that you can open them before you start recording your video. So you can put in whatever you need to have so that it's there and ready when you want to start your video. One tool here is the whiteboard. So if I open the whiteboard, I'm going to make it a plain whiteboard. And then this right here is the split screen. So I can show how much whiteboard I want and how much of me I want. And when it does the recording, it's going to record whatever is here on the whiteboard, as well as the student video that is here on the split screen. So I've opened my whiteboard. I'm going to go ahead and click on effects, and I want to draw something. So I might use this to show a math problem. So I can write my math problem here. And then underneath it, the teacher asked me to model it. So I'm going to go ahead and create a model of my math problem. On the whiteboard. And once I've done this, I can go ahead and create this all ahead of time. And then I'm going to start recording the video. And when I record the video, I can go back and change something in my drawing. So now I'm going to change it to red. And let's pretend I hit the record button right here. Then I can go through and talk and say, my math problem says 2 plus 2 equals 4. I modeled that with 1, 2 triangles plus 1, 2 triangles equals 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. Okay, so this is one option, is using the whiteboard. Another option is with the board if I want to create a graph. I can use this right here to, let me go back to my drawing board, and then I'm going to create a graph, and I can write directly onto the graph paper to show the information that's here. Okay, so that's a really nice tool that you can use where students can put the information in ahead of time, and then they can explain it once they hit the record button. Okay, I'm going to close that one. And then I'm going to open, and I want to show you a different way that I can do this. So if I have a picture that's in Google Classroom that the teacher has posted, I can copy that and I can put it into the camera area. should be here. And then I can use this when I'm recording to talk through the water cycle. Right, and that just shut down, so let me reopen that. Recording a response, open my effects, tell it that I want to put in a photo, and then I'm going to drag a photo in. Okay, and then before I hit the record button, I have this photo here. I can move it around on the screen. I hit the record button, and then I can start explaining the water cycle using the image that the teacher gave me. So it allows me to walk through and explain something using a photo image. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen. And I do not see you anymore. You have all disappeared from my view.
Well, we can hear you. We just don't see you either. So I wonder if you
Okay.
could share screen. No, that wasn't it. Huh.
You can use Flipgrid in your classroom using just the video, or pulling up and using the whiteboard, or using the photo option so that students can explain something. They can model mathematics. They can use it for vocabulary. You can use it for reading assessment. And what I wanted to do is, originally I was going to put you in breakout rooms to have you come up with some different ideas for how you use it currently or how you could use it going forward. But I think we have a small enough group that I'm just going to keep us on the main screen. And if you would like to unmute or turn on your cameras or post in the chat bar, I would love to hear from you about how you might use Flipgrid for assessments in the classroom. Anything, because there are a lot of different topics that are already on here for you. And then these are all of the different partners. So you can link into any of these. Here's Nearpod, which is used quite a bit. And if you click on that, it will take you to pre-made Nearpod lessons that will link back into Flipgrid. Okay. And then the other feature that I wanted to show you on here is Grid Pals. And Grid Pals is a way to connect with another teacher and students from all over the world. So you can go to Grid Pals and you can find a Grid Pal. These are all different classrooms that have said, I'm interested in connecting with teachers somewhere else. So you can choose where you want to connect with, somewhere in the United States, or you can go out and find another country. So here's my first one, is in Calgary up in Canada. I can click on this one and then I can set up a connection so that my students will be able to communicate with Lisa's students. So just some additional fun features that you can use are here. And then Discovery is really one of my favorites because it has everything already done for you, and you just have to click on it and add it into your topics. There is a way to sort on here as well by grade level. I think my computer is just taking a minute to load it, but normally when you open this up, it will give you a search area at the top. So you can search by topic, and you can search by, here we go, there's our topic, and then you can search by grade level as well. So a lot of really nice tools that are there in Flipgrid, pre-set up for you, as well as that you have the ability to create your own. And when you're creating your topics, it comes automatically with scoring for the responses, or you can edit it so that you have your own individual rubric for the students to use. Okay. So that's everything that I wanted to share with you about how to use Flipgrid, and a little bit of an introduction on using it in the classroom, using it as homework, so you can assess students either in the classroom or from home. And are there any questions?